Deepika Shah. I am your instructor for the subject Computer Organization and Architecture. In this subject, we have started Unit 8, that is Input-Output Organization. And in this unit, we are going to see today the topic that is asynchronous data transfer. So let me start with the topic. In the internal operation of a digital system that are synchronized by the means of the pulse applied by the common pulse generator. The clock pulses are applied to the all register within a unit, and the all data transfer among the internal register occurs simultaneously during the occurrence of the clock pulse. So if the register in the interface share the common pulse with the CPU register, this transfer between these two units is said to be synchronous. But in most cases, the internal timing in each unit is independent from the other unit. Okay, so it uses its own private clock for the internal register. In that case, the two units are said to be asynchronous to each other, and this approach is widely used in a common computer systems. So the asynchronous data transfer between two independent units requires the control signal to be transmitted between the communicating unit to indicate the time at which the data being transmitted. The one way of achieving this is by means of some stop pulse supplied by the one of the unit to indicate that the other unit when the transfer has occurred. So one can use this stop pulse, and the another method commonly used to accompany each data item being transferred with the control signal that indicates the presence of the data in the data bus, and that receiving the data item respond to with other control signal to acknowledge the receipt of the data. This type of agreement between these two independent units is referred as a handshaking. So one can use this stop pulse or one can use this handshaking to asynchronous transfer of data. Let me see what is this stop control. This stop control method of the asynchronous data transfer employs a single control line to time each transfer. This can be of two types, like source initiated stop data transfer, and another can be destination initiated stop data transfer. We will see each one of them in detail. So let me first start with the source initiated stop for data transfer. This stop may be achieved by either source or the destination unit, and this figure shows the source initiated data transfer. Here the source sends the data on the data bus that is connected bidirectionally, and this stop input is output for this source unit and the input for this destination unit. Here the data bus carries the binary information from the source unit to the destination unit, and the stop is a single line that informs the destination unit when the valid data word is available on the bus. So your valid data will available first, and then the stop input or stop control is provided by the source unit for the destination unit. Here the source unit first places the data on the data bus, and after delay to ensure that data settles to steady value, the source activates the stop pulse to indicate that the data is available, and the information on the data bus and the stop signals remains in the active state for the sufficient period of time to allow the destination unit to receive the data. So by this way we can use the source initiated stop control. This is the simple control. First data is available on data bus, and then the control available that indicates that data is available and you can access. Second, the source removes the data from the data bus a brief period after it is disabled its stop pulse. So the data will available more duration than your stop pulse. So by this way we can use this source initiated stop control. Next one, let me see how we can use the destination initiated stop control for the data transfer. Here the figure shows the data transfer initiated by the destination unit. This source unit and destination units are connected with this data bus, and stop input or stop control is at the destination unit. So for destination unit, the stop is the output, and for source unit, the stop signal is the input signal. Here the data is available on the data bus, and when this destination unit is ready, it will send this stop control, and after receiving this stop control, this source unit transfers the data into data bus, and that will be received by this destination unit. In this case, the destination unit activates the stop pulse and the informating the source to provide the data, and the source unit responds it by placing the requested binary information on the data bus, and this way we can use, and the data must be valid and remain in the bus long enough for the destination unit to accept it. The falling edge of the stop pulse can be used again to trigger the destination resistor. And the destination unit then disables the stop, and the source removes the data from the bus after predetermined the time interval. And the transfer of the data between CPU and the interface unit is similar to the stop transfer just described before. So by this way we can use this stop control. Here these are the disadvantages by using this stop method. This main disadvantage of the stop method is that this source unit that initiates the transfer has the no knowing whether the destination unit has actually received the data item that was placed in the bus or not. And the second disadvantage similarly, the destination unit that initiates the transfer has the no way of knowing whether the source unit has actually placed the data in the data bus or not. So here acknowledging is not used, and that is the disadvantage for this stop method. So second method we can use this is a handshaking method. The handshaking method solves the problem of the stop method by introducing a second control signal that provides the reply to the unit that initiates the transfer. That means you can use some acknowledgement. And this also can be of two types, that is source initiated transfer using the handshaking, and second one is a destination initiated transfer using the handshaking. We will see each one of them. So let me first start with the source initiated transfer using the handshaking. One control line in this same direction as data flow in the bus from the source to the destination, and it used by the source unit to inform the destination unit whether there is valid data on the bus or not. And the other control line is used in other direction from the destination to the source. It is used by destination unit to inform the source whether it can accept the data or not. The sequence of the control during the transfer depend on the unit that initiates the transfer. So first here the figure shows the source initiated transfer. These two handshaking signals, the valid data which generated by the source unit and the data accepted generated by the destination unit, and the timing diagram shows here the exchange of the signals between these two units. Here we have used the data bus, one control signal that is data valid signal that is used by the source unit, and a second control signal is a data acceptance control signal that is used by the destination unit to indicate that the data is accepted. Here the timing diagram shows first is the diagram for the data bus, that your valid data is available. After valid data is available, the data valid control signal is generated by the source, and that data, when it is accepted by this unit, destination unit, then it will send the data accepted unit after accepting this unit. So this by this way you can use this timing signals for this handshake method that is initiated by the source. And for this we can represent it like sequence of events. We can represent it like this. First one, it will start with the source unit. It will place the data on the data bus and enables the data valid signal. Then destination unit will accept the data from the bus and enables the data accept signal, and at the same time, responding to this, the source unit will disable the data valid signal and invalidates the data on the bus. And next, this destination unit disables the data accept and ready for the accept data for the next step. Okay, so by this way you can represent it the flow of your task. It will initiated by source by data valid, then responded by the destination by data acceptance. After data is accepted, the data valid signal is removed by the source unit, and similarly data exception unit is also data exception signal is also removed by this destination unit. So by this way your data will flow in handshaking method. The source unit initiates the transfer by placing the data on the bus and enables its data valid signal. The data accept signal is activated by the destination unit after accept the data from the bus. The source does not send the next data item until after the destination unit shows it is readiness to accept the new data by disabling the data exception signal. So by this way we can use this handshaking method. Second method is the destination initiated transfer using the handshaking. The destination initiated transfer using the handshaking lines shown in this figure. Here this source unit and the destination units are connected with the data bus. The source unit transfer the data valid signal and the destination unit sends the signal that is ready for the data. But the initialization will be different. Note that this name of the signal generated by this destination unit has been changed to ready for the data to reflect the new meaning. Here this is the flow chart. The source unit, this cause does not place the data on the data bus until after it receives the ready for the data signal from the destination unit. So here the transfer is start from the destination unit. It will send the ready to accept the data by enabling the ready for the data signal. From there on, the handshaking procedure follows the same pattern as we have used in the initial case. Here it is the flow chart for the handshaking method. This method is initiated by the source by giving the signal ready for the data. Then it will be for the source unit that will place the data on the bus and enable the data valid signal. Then it will be for the destination unit that accepts the data from the data bus and disable the ready for the data signal to indicate that it has already received the data. And after that, the source unit disables the data valid signal and inactivates the data on the bus. Here the source unit in this case does not place the data on the bus until and after it receives the ready data signal from the destination unit. And from there on, the handshaking procedure follows the same pattern as that we have used in the source initiated case. And note that here the source sequence of the event. Here, note that the sequence of the event in the both case would be identical if we consider that the ready for the data signal as the complement of the data accepted. In fact, the only difference between the source initiated and the destination initiated transfer is in the choice of your initial state. Okay, so by this way we can use this handshaking method using the destination. So here we are ending our today's session over here. If you have any query, then you can contact me.